what's going on. I was going through something out in the field, and I decided like it wasn't even supposed to be a day that I was going to create some content to do a video. I literally sat down in this building that we service and said, I want to discuss a very important topic that we go through in building maintenance and janitorial cleaning, and that's client retention. So I see a lot of videos about how to get the business. I see that all the time, oh, do this to get the business, do that. But what about keeping the clients that you work so hard to get? Because if you keep the clients, then they can refer more business your way, and you become more profitable and add more revenue to your business. So here's a couple things that I want to throw at you to keep the clients once you actually start to service them. Number one is every building has its own personality. When you walk the building initially, there are going to be certain things that particular client is going to point out to you as pet peeves. And if they don't point it out to you, you need to ask questions. What is your problem with the current service provider? Are they in-house? What issues are you currently having? And you may hear something about the dust on the ceiling, or they forget to clean the windows, or they don't change the can liners, or they don't vacuum, or they don't clean the restrooms well. Whatever is that key aspect, you want to make sure that you build your cleaning program around that one thing to ensure it up. You want to kind of fortify that particular area so you make sure that you don't have those same particular areas, problems. And the way that you fortify it is through inspection. So that's whether you hire a contractor or as an employee, you have to have some kind of quality control in place to make sure that these things are happening. So it kind of works hand in hand. Number one, you want to identify the areas that you can improve on from the previous service provider. And then number two, you want to create a cleaning program, which is another way of saying it is quality control. The third thing is that you want to build some type of rapport and trust in that particular client, meaning that you want to build like some form of relationship. It doesn't have to be personal, but you want to have some form of common ground to where if they give you a particular task, you have to be able to sign your name on it. Like, I know this was done. No, someone else didn't tell me it was done. I verified it personally. And you have to do that for a period of time in order to establish trust with them. So it's going to take you personally seeing it or you personally verifying it with some form of technology, whether that be picture or video. And once you build that trust, then it goes into our final step, which is surveying it into results. So after you identify what the issue is and you make sure that you fortify it with inspections, then you make sure that you sign your name on it and get some type of trust involved. Then you want to come back around and ask, hey, how am I doing? That can be sent out through something like SurveyMonkey, through an email, or quarterly. You're saying, okay, how's the service? How are things going? But all these things can be helpful, and you want to make sure, like, you can't skip any of these steps. You can't listen to what their major problems is and then not make sure that some of these things happen and then survey them at the end, because you're missing out on a lot of opportunities in the middle. So people ask me how my business was able to have a 95% retention rate. Like, we don't lose business. It doesn't matter. Like, it can come from a manager change. Like, a new manager can come in and go over this building. That's what's going on at the building I'm currently at. And a lot of times, the manager want to come in, make changes, throw their weight around, or maybe they're just working with another service provider at a previous facility that they were managing. So they're familiar with somebody else. Somebody else has already built the trust with them. So they want to come over to this facility with that same one. I'm going to make myself a hard out because I'm not going to give you a reason to get rid of me. If you decide to get rid of me, then that's your decision, but it's not going to be due to something that I created some type of opportunity where I lost trust, or it was a breakdown in communication, or we just weren't servicing the building properly. So again, all of these things play a very important and vital role. That's why the walkthrough is so important. That's your opportunity to figure out what's the problem. Like, service-based businesses are problem solvers. Like, and that's what we have to get back to in providing the service. Like, there's someone out there that has a problem, and what we need to do is fix that problem for them by providing them a service. So we have to ask the questions and not assume that they're just, oh, this is what they like, this is what they want to do. No, let me ask, let me see what you want, let me resolve this issue with you, let me build a program that's going to resolve that issue. Then after that, I'm going to survey you to make sure that you're completely satisfied. So that's the plan, and that's how you retain business.